What's up, everybody? It's that time again. It's time for the most exciting sports hour on Let Go Radio and Facebook Live. It's D to the J with Roll Away, your host for the Sports Minion Radio Show on this rainy Wednesday afternoon. Unfortunately, we are not on Let Go Radio right now. We've got some technical difficulties that have come up, but we are on Facebook Live. Hopefully, Miss Winnie will be able to pick us up here later in the broadcast if she's able to get everything working. We do apologize for the technical issues there, but we're going to go with it, and we have got a lot to cover today. It's going to be an action-packed show. Glad to have everybody with us, and we're going to start right off here. Got a lot of things to cover. I want to go over just a couple of announcements as we start the show today. Again, this Saturday is Grandmaster Jack Dart's birthday battle, Saturday, October 19th, 2019, Atlantic Shores Christian School, 1217 Centerville Turnpike, North Chesapeake. That is Virginia, 23320. Black Belt Ground Championship expense money must be 4 people in all divisions to earn the expense money. Men's Grand Championship, $200 and a trophy. Women's Grand Championship, $200 and a trophy. Weapons versus empty hand, $100 and a trophy. 2 points for a kick, 1 point for hands. Must wear all gear. 1 point for a punch and a hands use. Must wear all gear at all times. Registration begins at 8:30 to 10 a.m. The black belt meeting is at 10 a.m. and the competition will start at 10:30 sharp. It is $70 for 1 or 3 events. If you bring 2 non-perishable canned food items, there will be a $5 discount, and it will drop from $70 to $65. Math does work. Yes, it does. All right, no refunds, cash only. Spectators' fee is $10. Children 5 and under are free. Awards in 4 places in all divisions. So y'all come out and support Grandmaster Jack Dart on his birthday for his birthday battle. So make sure that y'all are out there and ready to go and got things going. All right, wanted to go over that. We got a couple more things to go up. We've got the new location of Grandmaster Jack Dart. I've been promoting this for a while now. It is Jack Dart Taekwondo Champions. That is 1949 Lynn Haven Parkway in the Parkway Shopping Center off of Princess Anne and Lynn Haven Road. And that is 1949 Lynn Haven Parkway in the Parkway Shopping Center. Again, for more information on that, you can call 757-416-1120. He did have to change the number, could not keep the same one there. He's also got his Body by Jack promotion going on. It is his fitness and program that he's got going on right now, $110 for 8 weeks, and that same number will give you information on that as well. So make sure to call Jack and get fit today at Jack Dart Taekwondo Champions. Tiger Martial Arts does have till the end of October their trial for $49.95, which includes a free uniform and 2 weeks of classes through the end of the month of October. For more information on that, you can call one of our certified instructors at Tiger Martial Arts, 5801 Boulevard, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23703, and that is 757-488-3882. We would be glad to have you and call one of our certified instructors to get set up today. All right, last thing we want to cover is, of course, the Gala Ball coming up for Kelly's Choice, Inc., and that is going to be Kelly's Choice Cares also. Excuse me about that. That is 6801 Bridgeway Drive in Suffolk, the 757 Hub. That is 23435. That is November 16th. Miss Winnie did correct the flyer that she put out and got the right time and the right date on there. Had a little bit of scare with Friday, but it is Saturday, November the 16th. So I just wanted to go over those couple things. All right, let me get in character to do this next part here. Give me just a moment. Again, as those of you join in with us on the Sports Minion Radio Show, we're glad to have you on this rainy Wednesday morning. It's raining cats and dogs out there, but let me just get my hat on here. Ladies and gentlemen, our first story of the day, the Washington Nationals are the National League champions and are going to the World Series. They are going to the World Series for the first time in D.C. since 1933. I have got to tell you, I've been a Washington Nationals fan for the past 6 years. I've been watching these guys, and I have just grown to love them. And I tell you, Dave Martinez has been great. I'm so happy for him. The players, the staff, the coaches, these guys worked so hard. Took four over the Cardinals. Last night was a great game, 7-4, ended the series and going to the World Series. Just want to talk a little bit about Patrick Corbin, 12 strikeouts, had a tough out in the seventh inning to get out of there. I mean, he had the bases loaded, and he just worked the count, and just got him out. 12 strikeouts, great job. Tanner Rainey added 2 more. Doolittle added 2. I mean, they just the bullpen, which was the problem this year. You look at May 23rd, and what's amazing to me, and you go back to this, the Washington Nationals were 19-31. We're talking about 19-31, May 23rd. Nobody thought that the Washington Nationals were going to go to the World Series at that time. They turned around in August, September, and October. They turned around and they played baseball, and they played smart baseball. They made good game decisions. And you know what? When they were 19-31, you've got to think that Dave Martinez, he was in the hot seat. Nobody believed in him except for the coaching staff, except for the players. I said back at that time when I was talking to Marshall about this, we had went through, I said, you know what? The Nationals are too good to be 19-31. I said, they're gonna turn this around, and they're gonna, 1 second here. And they're honestly going to turn this around. So we want to make sure that that they, that they are going to do well, and everything is going to be great. And once that happened, and once they started playing baseball and they started making smart decisions, I've got to tell you, they really turned it around. And not just signing Gerardo Parra and bringing him in did something for the team as far as being able to turn the whole season around, because it gave the Washington Nationals a spark. It gave them momentum, and it gave them a confidence. The dancing in the dugout after every home run. These guys worked so hard to get where they are. May 23rd, 19-31. They're 40 games over 500. 40 games. They have turned it around, winning almost 90 games from 19-31 to over 41 games over 500. My mistake. We are now live on Let Go Radio, guys. So if you want to call in and talk to me, we got Miss Winnie with us, 757-774-7552. We're up and running now. Swinging and missing. There it goes. The ball's deep to left field. It's out of here. World Series bound Washington Nationals are on their way. And I got to tell you, I'm so proud for these guys. Howie Kendrick voted the National League Series MVP for the series they just had. Home runs, RBIs. I mean, you talk about just ability. Howie Kendrick coming in at over 40 years old, and I believe actually he might be 37. I think he's either 37 or 42. Sorry about that. But I got to tell you, he said it best. Keeping him fresh. Martinez kept him fresh. Didn't use him every day. And it's just an amazing thing for me to see Juan Soto, Anthony Rendon, Trey Turner. I got to tell you, Ryan Zimmerman made key catches in Game 3. There was a dive. And when I say a dive to catch a ball, he extended his body fully. That ball was hit at 97 miles an hour. He dove out, stretched out, caught the ball, got up, threw the ball to first, and made the out. Turner did the same thing in Game 4. You're talking about Victor Robles coming back and hitting a big home, getting a big bloop to where in Game 4 where 2 Cardinal players had it. but nobody called it off. They didn't catch it. That first inning was a 7-run inning for them in Game 4. The Cardinals came back and played well. They fought for it, but I got to tell you, the Nationals earned this. The starting pitching, Corbin, Anibal Sanchez, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg played so well, shut them out. 4 runs in 4 games. Think about this now. They shut them down. And whether it's the Yankees or the Astros, it's going to be one heck of a World Series. And I've got to tell you, I predicted 5 weeks ago, right here live on Facebook Live and on Let Go Radio, that the Washington Nationals would go to the World Series and win. My brother said this, and I quote, "They will lose the first game." Hey, Brother Palsy, they're in the World Series. What you got to say about that, big bro? Nothing, because you were wrong, and I was right. And we're going to see the Nationals go to the World Series. Have not been to a World Series since they were the Expos in 1933 is how long it's been. 1933 to 2019. They are well-deserved. Hey, Josh, thank you for joining us, brother. Appreciate it. Nationals are well-deserved. They played baseball like I've never seen. They worked so hard to get here. 41 games over 500. Brilliant series against the Cardinals. So happy to see them work. So happy for Dave Martinez. And I want to point out something on Dave Martinez that a lot of people may not have known. During the season, Dave Martinez had a heart condition. He actually had to go to the hospital in the middle of the season to get this thing taken care of. I believe during the playoffs too, going in there to see and get this thing corrected. They got it corrected. They got it going, and it actually worked. And it was very good to get him back where he needed to be. He wanted to be on the bench with his team, managing his team, and that's where he needed to be. Paul Minhart, I got to tell you right now, scouting for him this year was amazing. Everything that he did, bringing the talent in, Daniel Hudson, grabbing Daniel Hudson from the Blue Jays, one of the smartest moves that he made, because when Doolittle got back, and Doolittle got back healthy, Sean now, he had a bad knee problem. He had, huge knee issues. He had a week and a half off throughout the season to get himself right, which is what he needed. He came in and got 2 great outs, 5 great outs for the Nationals. 5. So that is what and you look at the bullpen. You look at the bullpen, which was horrible at the start of the year. The 8th inning, we had over a 9-point ERA. And look at what has happened in the postseason. Everything has turned around. I've said it about football, say it about baseball. When you started a postseason, the record is wiped out. The record is no more. You're 0-0, and you've got to go from beginning to end. And David Martinez's one mantra through this whole individual thing: stay in the fight and win one game at a time. Worry about today, go 1-0 today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow when it gets here. How many times have you heard me say, whether it comes to a CP issue, whether it comes to a spina bifida issue, whether it comes to any kind of disability or problem or challenge that you face? Hey, Miss Elizabeth, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Love you, cuz. No matter what you face, sometimes you've got to take one day at a time. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Washington Nationals have done that. Great series for them. Great series at the fact that they have worked so hard to get here. First World Series in D.C. again since 1933. Way to go, Washington. Prediction right here, the Washington Nationals are going to win the World Series. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think the Washington Nationals are going to do it, and they are going to do it quite well. As I said 5 weeks ago, I told you they would go through the playoffs. I told you they would beat the Brewers. I told you they would beat the Dodgers. I knew that would happen. My brother didn't think so. Brother was wrong. Beat the Dodgers, beat the Cardinals, beat the Brewers. Now we are going to the World Series, and the Washington Nationals are National League champions again. Congratulations to Howie Kendrick for his phenomenal play in the series against the Cards. Voted most valuable player. All right, let's move on a little bit. Got a couple of football stories to cover for you. For those of you who are coming in late, with the show starting, you guys were live on Let Go Radio. If you want to call in and talk to us right now, 757-774-7552. We got Miss Winnie with us live. We got Let Go Radio up. We got Facebook Live up. We got Elizabeth watching. We got Josh watching. Everybody coming in. Everybody's excited. I'm excited, talking so fast I almost fell out of my chair. All right, I got a funny story for you guys. And I don't really usually get a chance to do this, but I got a funny story. I was talking to Miss Winnie last night. I told Miss Winnie, and I'm going to tell y'all now. I was coming home from karate class the other night, and we had a really good class. And I was craving Dunkin' Donuts, man. When you get a craving in your mind, or you get a taste for something, you got to go get it. I said, I'm riding with Steve, and Steve is driving, and I'm like, man, Steve, I got to tell you, I'm craving Dunkin' Donuts. He's like, out of nowhere, Big Steve looks at me. He said, do you have a blueberry Pop-Tart at your house? I said, yeah. I said, what in the world is a blueberry Pop-Tart got to do anything? He turned to me and Steve said, all you need is a blueberry Pop-Tart. Take it out the wrapper, put it in the toaster, let it warm up, get it out the toaster, and get a cold glass of milk, and that's the cure for everything. I think we laughed so hard. We laughed so hard going home. I mean, Steve couldn't even drive straight. I cannot. But next time I go to Applebee's, I'm gonna say, what's your manager special? They're gonna tell me what the manager special is. I said, look, all I want is a warm blueberry Pop-Tart out the toaster and a cold glass of milk for $1.89. That's what we need right there. I don't know. That cracked me up. I thought that'd crack you up too. I just want to let you know. All right, so getting back into it. All right, Jalen Ramsey, the cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, has now been traded. His trade wishes have come true, and he has gone to the Los Angeles Rams. Now, in this trade, quite a bit was done. They gave the Jacksonville Jaguars 2 first-round picks, a pick in 2020, a pick in 2021, that's 2 first-rounders, and a 4th-round pick in 2021. Now, here's the thing. Jalen Ramsey is 24 right now. So the Rams made a move to get him, and I think they made a good move because it was obvious that Jalen Ramsey did not want to play for the for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's why he wanted the trade. That's why he asked for the trade. He was given hey, Ronald, how you doing? Thank you for joining us on the Sports Minion Radio Show. Appreciate it. He was given the opportunity to play. He hurt his back, and then he was sick for a couple of weeks. So he was not able to perform, did not want to play for Jacksonville, got traded to the Rams, 2 first-round picks and a 4th-rounder. So we're going to see how that plays out for the rest of the year, and that's going to help the Rams in the safety position to begin with. Especially our corner position, rather, to go in there and play either or. So we'll see how that plays out. This one actually shocked me. I was taking a look at going through the news of the day and around the area. Canada has beat the U.S. men's soccer team, ending a 17-year drought since 1985. They got a 2-0 victory over the U.S. men's soccer team. Congratulations to them. Not much on soccer, but I'll tell you right now, that's a tough because the men's and women's soccer team in the U.S. and volleyball and things like that are tough. Hockey is tough. And I got to tell you, that soccer team to lose 2-0, that had to be a tough game right there. So congratulations to Canada ending a 17-year drought. Everybody's got to win sometime, and everybody's got to lose sometime, and that's what happened with the U.S. You can bounce back from it. You're not going to win all the games. You can sit there and talk about it as much as you want. As good as you are, you're going to go downhill sometime, and you got to see what's going on at the bottom of the hill and climb your way back up when you get knocked off. When you get back knocked off the horse, you got to get back on and keep going straight through, and that's the way you go. All right. Let me take a look at a couple things here because I've got my CP issue, but I want to get through a couple more stories real quick, and I want to give my score and predictions, which I said I would do. This one right here I'm going to talk a little bit about because we're going to talk about the NFC East for a second. I want to talk about the Cowboys and Eagles game, and I want to go into this as an individual, looking outside in. Now, y'all know I'm a Redskin fan, and we're 1-5. We beat Miami Sunday, our first win. Congratulations to the Skins for that. Bill Callahan did a nice job. Adrian Peterson, 118 yards. You look at Terry McLaurin had 2 TDs, 100 yards receiving. Trey Quinn did some great things. Case Keenum did some good things. 5 sacks on Josh Rosen. Now, Josh Rosen was holding the ball for years, so, of course, the Redskins could get in there. Now, what happened with when Fitzpatrick came in, he sped up the game and got the ball out of his hands quick, and the Redskins defense had a lot of problems. And they're going to need to be able to combat that, and they got lucky because I'm going to tell you, Miami scored that touchdown. And on that 2-point conversion, that was a bad play and a bad throw. That should have never happened. So Miami almost beat us, and we almost got beat again and went 0-6. So it could have turned out either way. Now, that covers the Redskins. Now, the Eagles and Cowboys are both 3-3. This is, the winner of this game Sunday is going to be determined at 8:20. When this game starts, the winner of this game is going to lead the division and probably win the division, a lot of people are saying. I don't believe that, and I'm going to tell you why. When you look at Dallas and you look at Philly, Dallas was hot. They started out 3-0. They were running the ball. Zeke was eating, as they say. He had just gotten paid. All this stuff had happened. They worked out the contract deal for him, all this stuff. But now you look at Dallas, and whether Amari Cooper is hurt or not with a deep thigh bruise, one guy can make a difference, but it does not mean he's going to. Now, a lot of analysts are saying that this game they're going to have to put the ball in Prescott's hands and rely on Dak Prescott to win it, because the corners for Philadelphia and safeties for Philadelphia are going to get eaten up if that happens. I'm telling you. If Zeke cannot run the ball, that kind of thing, they can't establish a run game. That's going to make them one-dimensional, and you have to be careful with one-dimensional play, because all they're going to do is sit back and bring 7 and rush 3, and they're going to have to make them work and find openings in the zone, or they're going to bring pressure, and Dak Prescott's going to get knocked on his butt a couple times. Now, as far as the Eagles are concerned, you're looking at Wentz, and what he can do. They've got the hurry up offense. They've got a lot of trick plays. Doug Peterson has got a lot of things. He can give you one look and come straight out of it. We don't know if Deshaun Jackson's going to be there for that. He's dealt with his injuries all through the last 4 games. So this is going to be a tough one either way. Jeffries, we got to see how he does. All of this is going. I think this is going to come down to the fourth quarter. I think this game is going to be a good one either way. I look at it and I say, okay, I don't think the winner of this is going to win the division, because the division is not that far spread out. You've got Philadelphia at 3-3. You've got Dallas at 3-3. You've got the Giants at 2-4, and you've got the Skins at 1-5. If the Skins can beat San Francisco, which I'm going to say live, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Redskins can beat San Francisco, because I don't think they can keep up with Jimmy Garoppolo. They don't spy him. They need to spy him because he can run. And San Francisco has one heck of a running game, so you got to be careful with that too. If the defense can get pressure on Garoppolo and cause turnovers, and the receivers for the Redskins can create separation, they might have a chance, but I'm not counting on that. The Giants, now I'm going to tell you something. The Giants are having a rough spat right now, but they're 2-4. So you've got to see where we're at is a couple of games. It all depends on these. I would say the next 3 games are going to determine the division, because right now the Redskins have to win ball games to even do anything. And I think they're too far behind to come back in. I think it's going to be between Philadelphia and Dallas. The Giants might come in there hard, at the end. I think the Giants can win 7 or 8 games. I don't know if that's going to happen. But again, we still have Washington still has Philly, the Giants, and Dallas once. They've got to win those games, and I don't think they're going to beat either team. They're They're not there yet. You can make a difference in 1 week, but you can't change the whole team. You got to see what happens this week to San Francisco to see if there's any consistency there. You got to see, what's going to happen with that. Now, I want to talk about the next thing I want to talk about, and this kind of bothers me a little bit, and I want to go through this, and then we're going to get for the CP issue for the day. The officials right now in the NFL. I watched that Lions and Packers game in the fourth quarter, and I watched the Lions and Packers game at the beginning. Let me explain something. If somebody excuse me, my voice cracked all the heck there. Woo! Come on back to me now, voice. All right, I'm there. I'm good to go. If a fan or if someone on TV can see a penalty or no penalty clear as day, you've got to understand the referees have to be able to see this stuff. Now, the problem with the game with the Lions was not only the penalties. You cannot go down and have 5 field goals. You have to have touchdowns. The Lions could have pulled away from that game with the interceptions, the fumbles, and the mistakes that the Packers made. The Lions should have pulled away from that game a lot faster and a lot more than leading by 2, and in the fourth quarter. That's the problem. Now, Flowers face mask penalties. Let me explain something. This man has done this his entire career and never been flagged for illegal hands to the face. Never in his entire career. And his hands were on the inside underneath where they were supposed to be. Nowhere near hands to the face. You cannot call a penalty like that because it's counted as a personal foul, and that can destroy a game for a team that's ahead, can destroy momentum, and the referees made a bad call. This is happening. It happened in the Browns game. It happened in the Giants game. Now, understand that the referees are human too, and everybody's going to make mistakes. But I think eventually the NFL is going to have to say, listen, if we're replaying pass interference calls, if we're replaying all of this stuff, we're going to have to replay everything, which is going to slow down the game even more, okay? I don't think it's going to come to everything, but if this keeps happening to where games are being blown in the last minutes of a game based on a call to put a person in scoring position with a field goal, they were on the 30, and those calls, one wasted a sack and the other threw the game because Crosby nailed that kicking field goal 23 yards. It was a chip shot for him. Now, on a serious note, Crosby, wife beat cancer. Congratulations. Blessings to you and your family. Great thing. We love you. Glad that your wife beat it. I think that was a wonderful thing. It was good for Mason Crosby to be able to enjoy that moment, with his team, and I understand that. Now, the referees have to do better at their job in saying, listen, that was not just a blown call. You could see everybody in the analyst, even I think it's Ron Rivera or the guy that is the head of the officiating that does the recall, the replay assist in the booth for challenges. There was no hands to the face there, and Flowers got nailed for that, and he shouldn't have, and that was wrong. All right, there's a couple things that I want to give you guys, and again, I said this before, but I'm going to say this again. The Caregivers Gala is coming up November 16th. Miss Winnie got everything corrected on the flyer. Make sure that y'all look at the flyer. It's going to be, I think, 6801 Bridgeway Drive, November 16th, Saturday from 4 to 7. Formal attire. Please look good when you come in this building. Don't be wearing no jeans and a T-shirt because we're going to send you out. This is a formal event. We want all of our nominees to be here and have fun, and we're going to have a great event. Miss Winnie and Mr. Wilson do a great job putting this together. I've been with Miss Winnie for over a year now. Miss Winnie don't play when it comes to events, you guys. We need to get this thing off and running. We're going to have some great speakers, great guests. great people, and it's going to be a great time. But y'all look good, be good, smell good, all that stuff. Make sure you get your deodorant on. We don't want those stinky armpits coming up in the building. Just trying to tell y'all, just trying to lay it down. So y'all get ready. November 16th, going to be a good one. 4 to 7, may go 8 o'clock. We don't know. We want to give that time. This is a time to honor people that are caregivers. And I've said this before. Caregivers have a tough job because some of it is 24. And when it's 24, that means it never stops. It never stops because the person needs care all the time. That is a tough job to do, and that's why it takes a very special person to be a caregiver. Now, with that being said, I called a couple of people today, and the CP issue I want to talk about is you've got to put forth the best effort in everything that you do, regardless of the issue that you have, whether it's CP, spina bifida, MS. Everything that you've got inside of you makes you an individual. Now, I've said this 100 times, being disabled is hard enough. And people with CP get mistreated when it comes to jobs. People with CP get mistreated when it comes to transportation. People with CP get mistreated when it comes to basic people. It surprises me, whether it's an insurance company, whether it's an individual walking down the street, whether it's a parent, whether it's a guardian, whether it's a researcher trying to figure out things about CP. It surprises the heck out of me that the lack of knowledge, that people are not getting to understand what cerebral palsy is about. And I'm going through this because this to me is it almost sickens me to see it. And I saw it last week, and I said, you know what? I've got to do a show on this. I've got to do a topic on this. People with CP or any disability are still people. We as people that are so-called normal. Okay. No, let me address this first. There is no normal. Everybody has some kind of problem. Miss Winnie's got them. I got them. I'm sure Pikachu's got them. Somebody's got them. Everybody's got problems everywhere, and they face challenges every day. Now, here's the thing. You want to talk about normal? All right, let's go no disability for a second. When a person that is walking on their own 2 feet gets mistreated at a job, how do they feel? It honestly depends on the verity of the situation. If they get discriminated against, if they get hurt, if they get lied to, if they get if they are passed upon for a promotion, it hurts them. Now, let's shift back over to CP for a second. Add a disability on top of that, or add a physical challenge on top of that, to where you already feel that you wonder if you're going to be good enough. And then you won't even talk to a person, or you won't hire a person because you're so busy telling them what they can't do that you fail to see automatically what they can do. Now, I'm going to bring Miss Winnie in on this, because I'm going to tell you, being the mom of a child that has CP, she puts Kelly out there, okay? But here's the thing. The way she does it is tactful, very tactful. She cares about Kelly. She cares about how Kelly feels. But here's the thing. Someone that doesn't know Kelly, once you meet her and once you talk to her, there is an energy that Kelly gives off that can light up a room. But if you as a person are too conceited, and I said it, if you as a person are too conceited or too caught up in your own world, to say that person's in a big chair and she looks different. I ain't talking to her. If you're going to be like that, you're going to miss out on one of the best opportunities of your life. And I think this is why the world is so close-minded. Everybody has issues. But if we start helping each other out and believing in each other as a society of people, we can make this world a whole heck of a lot easier. Now, I'm going to ask Miss Winnie a question, and I'm basically gonna kind of amp it up a little bit. Miss Winnie puts Kelly out on Facebook a lot, but if you ever read Miss Winnie's post or Miss Wilson's post, you'll notice when she's talking about Kelly, she'll say Kelly's journey. When she's talking about herself and how she's feeling, she will say Mama's journey or Mama's question. Because being a parent of a disabled child and being a single parent on one side, thank God for Mr. Wilson, we'll go there too. But my mom being a single parent, we didn't do the Facebook thing. So, Miss Winnie, if you're with me, and if I can get you for just a second, when did you decide to start doing Kelly's journey on Facebook? It may take her just a minute to get in with me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I got you.
I started that. I started in 2014, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it before, but I got more heavier in 2014, right after God gave me the dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I got heavier. And I was like, why not allow people to understand? And I'm very transparent when it comes to Kelly.
Right.
Very transparent. I don't hold back anything because I don't want people to think that when you see Kelly up there smiling and everything,
mm-hmm.
that everything is so easy and go lucky.
Right.
However, I try to keep them very aware that, is rewarding and challenging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's very much rewarding and challenging because, we have moments where, Kelly have her moments just like we do. Kelly have, go through things just like we do. But
mm-hmm.
I want people to understand that. And that's why I do this journey about Kelly. I do this journey about Kelly and myself as the mother, as the caregiver, caring for her every single day. So.
Is it hard and is it hard to discipline between the two because everything that happens to her affects you?
No, it's not hard, but when it do come to Kelly,
mm-hmm.
I change to a whole different person. If it's something that, if it hurts her feeling, it hurts my feeling.
Right.
If she come home from day support and she say somebody did this or somebody tried to take her food, I get real defensive and I feel some kind of way because I know Kelly is defenseless when it comes to something like that because she's in a chair.
Right.
And it makes somebody that's not in a chair. So it's going to take her a little bit of time
mm-hmm.
to get her chair moving to want to go get whatever or, try to stop somebody.
Exactly.
She's not a violent person.
Exactly. Exactly.
She's just not that violent person. She's not that type of person. And it makes me mad when I have to hear her talk about these things.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to find a solution for everything the best way you can,
I look at Facebook and I'll be honest, working with you guys this year, especially all the events that I've been to has opened my eyes to the fact, and I just said it, there's so much of a misinterpretation of cerebral palsy. And I wonder, if more people would use social media for a positive impact instead of a negative impact. Because I look at that and my first thought is, and because I see how you do it, and I said you do it very tactfully and very, very professionally. And sometimes Mama got to let people know. I mean, sometimes the professionalism has got to go out the window. But my question is, have you ever come across something and said, I know you ask yourself this question probably every day. How does Kelly feel about what I'm doing? Have you ever thought about, does she really want to be on Facebook a lot? How do you determine whether or not to put something on Facebook or not I guess in asking her, I know you probably do that, but how do you determine that?
When the first time I did it, I said, Kelly, you want to go live? But what she do is see me doing it. So when she see me doing it and she knows she on camera, she's okay with that, because it's been times, that I've done it so many times that she get to the sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right.
She get to the point where she be like, Mama, can you turn that on? I said, what do you want me to turn on? She said, turn it on so people can see me. I got something to say. So she's okay with getting on the camera. She's okay with me sharing her story and her journey, because when she realized what I'm doing and when I talk about what I'm doing, she's all for that. So now she got to the point where sometimes I want to tell them something.
Right.
Like when she was eating one day, we were out. Mama, can you turn that on? I said, what do you want me to turn it on for? She said, I want to show them something. I was like, what do you want to show them, Kelly? I want to show them that I can eat by myself. So, so I just kind of laugh and I put her on camera. I let Kelly have a voice. I let Kelly speak for herself when she wants to. Sometimes I might have to correct her or allow people to understand what she's trying to say.
Right.
Because sometimes she may jumble her words together. So I'm that voice behind her to, advocate and make sure what she's saying is clearly so people can understand what she's actually saying.
Right.
So yeah, she's very aware of the camera. She's very aware of being live on Facebook, social media, all of that. She's very aware of it. She don't have a problem at all.
One of the things that I love about this organization, and I've talked about Kelly's Choice, hundreds of times through these shows. This is my 30th show, and I look at how Kelly's Choice just continues to grow. But one of the things that really touched me was you put a post. I saw the post on when Kelly had injured her foot, and I didn't look at the date. And when the post came up, I said, "Oh my God, Kelly hurt her foot again." So immediately I started praying because I was worried. And I looked at the post and it said 2018. So I go back and I look at something like that, and this is one of the reasons I brought you on. Why do you think parents' voices with children with CP are often, or children with CP are often unheard? Is it lack of opportunity? Is it more the parents are scared to put them out there on Facebook because they don't want to make them vulnerable? What do you think the biggest issue with children and adults with CP that want to be heard can't? What do you think the biggest issue is as to why?
I think that people I think some people isolate their children. I think some people are embarrassed of their children. I truly feel like some people, just afraid of what others may say when they see their individuals, instead of just accepting it as they are. Like a lady just sent me a message. She sent me an email, and it was very heartwarming email. She found me on Facebook, and she sent me an email to tell about her. She's a CP warrior, she said, and she learned as she got older, and she stepped out of the realm of being under her mom, where she shared where she was isolated. Her mom isolated her. Her mom didn't let her go to school. Her mom kept her at home and did homeschooling.
Wow.
Her mom didn't let her do activities. And she's now writing a documentary about her life. And she's talking about at a young age how she was molested and abused, and but she's learned she apologized to her mother and said, you know what? I'm not mad no more. I'm not upset with you, and I forgive you, but you did not know how.
Right.
And I read that email this morning, and I was at an awe at how some people, and so it's good you asked that question, because there are still a lot of parents that isolate their children. There are still a lot of parents that are ashamed of the disability or the way their children look with the type of disability that they have, and just so ashamed of the public views, the public stares, the public comments, and what they may say, the negativity and all of that, instead of embracing it and be like, Lord, I thank you that my child is here today. I thank you for allowing me to be that parent.
Exactly.
To care for her, because you're caring for her, but you're isolating her.
See, and
you allow people to get to her that should not be
Exactly. And see, and in that, the isolation itself doesn't help the child. It hurts them.
Right.
No matter the disability that you face. And speaking of an email, I pulled this out of the email bag and I nearly fell out of my chair. And when I say that, I was so touched by this. This little girl, her name is Rebecca. She's from Texas, and her mom typed the email for her because her motor skills in her hands are affected by cerebral palsy. And this is what she wrote me. Let me read this. She said, DJ, I've been watching your show now for about 3 months. My name is Rebecca. I'm 9 years old, and I have spastic dysplasia or cerebral palsy. And she said, I feel like I'm in a rubber room. She said, I bounce around, but I go nowhere. I'm small and I'm a child, but I can do great things. I want to be more than I am now or more than I've ever been, and I don't want to allow CP to stop me. I have a good family who loves and cares for me, but I wonder if they truly believe in me because they keep me from doing things that I'm able to do. I'm not mad at my mom. I'm not mad at my dad. I just want to be the person that God wants me to be. But I can't do that because I am restricted. I feel like I am changed, but I will not let my CP define me. My one question is, you said you were 38. In 38 years of your life, have you ever wanted to go back and do it all again? Not the surgeries and the bad stuff, but the good stuff. To go through life aware, to know that you affect people, and to know that you can be the person that God wants you to be. And if so, how do you think I should go about being that person? Because I am afraid, but I'm also strong, and I don't know how to differentiate between the two. Rebecca, Austin, Texas. I can say this, Rebecca. Writing an email like that is one of the most emotional emails I've ever read in my entire life. Your mom having to be there while you dictated that, I wonder how she felt. And I want to commend your mom for writing that for you verbatim. I hope that, and I know that you guys have a good relationship because you're honest. I don't want to go back. And honestly, I don't want to go back because you cannot go backwards. You can only go forwards. But the message that I want to give to you is keep pressing forward. You have to sometimes go through darkness to get to light. And sometimes it's hard because everybody tells you can't or wants to do it for you. It's not pity. It's because they don't know and they don't understand. So you have to sometimes step forward and say, no, I can do it myself. And that's okay. That's okay. We were talking about Kelly's journey just now. Mom, I want to show them that I can feed myself. Sometimes it takes the small steps. And I do believe that you're going to be the person you were meant to be because God has a plan for everybody. And this email that you sent me, I have never been more touched by an email than this. I want to thank you for that. And the message that I want to deliver is keep pushing forward. Because even when you get knocked backwards, even when the darkness surrounds you, even when you're in your toughest times, you can still get to the light. I just, and again, I brought Miss Winnie on, and in hearing that email about a 9-year-old child, and she's 9, to be able to articulate that way at 9, that shows, and Miss Winnie, you can definitely agree with this or shed some light on this, no matter your physical limitations, your mental capacity sometimes will blow all the other stuff out of the water. I really, I feel for that child, but I also understand that she has a enormous strength. And it's hard. It's hard because you want to reach out, but you also, coming through the adversity that Kelly had to go through and the adversity that you had to go through, you have to push forward. Miss Winnie, would you just, for a minute or so, just talk about having to push forward through adversity just to get to the end? How did you do that? I know you relied on God for all of it, but how did you do that? How did you get through those hard points where the darkness seemed to not let up?
Okay, yes, of course, yes. I definitely rely on God all the way. God is just my everything. I wouldn't be here today, truly, if it wasn't for God.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can get in those heavy moments in those dark places, and when you go through so much in life, and sometimes you feel like you're alone in this and that. But to get through with Kelly, I did not look at Kelly as having a disability.
Right.
I looked at Kelly as just like the rest of my children. I have three other children. I have 4 total. So I did not look at it like that. So it allowed me to move my way through just a little bit smoother. Now I know she has it, which sometimes, it kind of hindered me a little bit at certain things.
Right.
But I didn't let it stop me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I had to take her with me, I would take her with me.
Mm-hmm.
I would not allow my life to be totally circled around Kelly. My life wouldn't be totally bound because I got to be home for Kelly. I got to make sure Kelly go to the doctor. I got to make sure Kelly is in good health. I got to make sure all these things. But what about Winnie? So what I did was, yes, totally lean on God, but I had to push myself through everything. I had to push myself so I wouldn't get stuck. I had to push myself so I wouldn't fall in depression or stress and all of those things. And if I did, I pulled myself out. The key to all of that is don't stay there. If you fall, don't stay there.
Right.
If you get stuck, get back up. If you fall, get back up.
You got to move forward.
There, that's the issue. That causes and creates more issues, and that's what you don't want to do.
Right. You got to move.
So you gotta have that strong soul. You gotta. You just got to keep asking God to pour into you and strengthen you up in your mind and that focus and the ability to keep going with that child or individual that has a disability.
And it makes a big difference too, because you were a single parent for a long time.
I was a single parent for a very long time with 4 children. I can remember my son is my youngest. I had my son, and that was emergency C-section. So I had an infant child. Then I had another baby at home, which they were the same age for a week. So I had my infant child. I had my daughter. Then I had Kelly with a disability that was about 4 years old. And then I had my oldest daughter. And I did that by myself until my mom realized it and left Maryland, came here, stayed with me for a while. So I wouldn't hurt myself and get set back because I did have stitches, from having an emergency C-section. So, yes, I did it all. And I thank God for it all. But he built me up along the journey. He strengthened me each and every time.
I know exactly what you mean. I've heard it said so many times, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And you look at strength in itself in your darkest hour can do amazing things. God can do amazing things in a sense that it seems like you're at your end, but in reality, you're in your beginning. You've said one of your key phrases that with Kelly's choice and with everything is it takes a village. And when Corey came in, it was a blessing, and you talked about it. And I think if people can do exactly what you said and not look at their child as if they have a disability, just that their child may do things a little differently, I think that they can be stronger in a situation, like you had, because it's all attitude and how you if you step back, you're going to fall back. But if you push forward, you're going to go forward. And we're all going to fall. It happens. But it's how you fall and how you get back up that makes that strength and those calluses go across you. And I think, God did set you up to be the strong woman that you are today. And for those out there that with CP, you heard it right here. It is not going to be an easy journey. Nobody said it's going to be an easy journey, because if it was an easy journey, anybody could have CP and do it. There are 400 million people in this world that are affected by cerebral palsy every day. If we as people talk to one and can change their attitude and the way their lives are going and make it positive, we can have a positive impact on cerebral palsy. And that is why this Caregivers Gala is so important. That is why an event like this that features caregivers that have devoted their life and their time to caring for people with CP. If you are in the area and you're listening to this show right now, please make it a point to visit Kelly's Choice Inc. and .org and make sure that you understand the value of an event like this. Please contact Ms. Wilson. Please email her. Go on that page and send her a message. It will be the best move you ever made. November 16th, that day may change your life. And someone with CP, their life may be changed as well, because we've already got it tough. But let's make it just a little bit easier and come together and realize that just because you have CP doesn't make you any less of a person or an individual. You have rights too, and you need to fight for those rights and stand up for what you believe in any way that you can, whether it's in your stander, whether it's in your chair, whether it's on crutches, whether it's on your knees, whether you have no legs, one leg, no arm, one arm. It doesn't matter how you do it. It just know that you can be heard, and you will be heard if you speak loud enough and you push through the muck and the druck and all of the things that are going on in your life, and you get to the end and get to that light, which is so beautiful. Guys, you can reach me on the Sports Minion Radio Show at yahoo.com. You can reach me on the YouTube channel with the Sports Minion Radio Show. You can reach me on our Facebook like page, the Sports Minion Radio Show. You can reach me on my Sports Minion Radio Show Facebook page, Chuck Carter. Please come out and check us out on November 16th. This event is going to be great, and you're going to meet some great people. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Sports Minion Radio Show. We look forward. Next week, we're going to have the insurance show. I've done all the research and talked to companies and talked to people. I've got a lot of feedback to give you guys. I know I told you I was going to do it, and I got it done. I'm still researching. So, guys, you know who I am, and you know that I enjoy doing this. Show number 30 was a great one. Thank you, Miss Winnie, for coming in with us and shedding some light on a subject that needs it. People with CP are still people, and that never changes. Guys, we will see you next Wednesday at 2 o'clock on the most exciting sports hour of sports entertainment. D to the J with a roll away, saying, see you when I see you. If you can't be good, be bad at it. Be bad, but be good at it. We'll see you next week for the Sports Minion Radio Show on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Take care, everybody.